Hello friends, Arthur here, and this is video number 4 for ZSL Tubular track review. And we start with E Island by Warbeak. And I would say this is pretty normal, nice track. One thing that caused me some trouble at the beginning, where you need to go after checkpoint 1 downhill on the pipe with third person view. It's like, for me it was way harder than from first person, or basically impossible to do from third person view. But rather than that, it all looks fine, nothing really hard after that. Maybe the last pipe to the finish could be a problem if you're really slow, but it never was a problem for me. Tubular Rush by Lazy Echidna, and yet another, I would say, normal tube track as for the tube part, where you have all these loop downhills, uphills, half pipe transitions. And as always for all such type of tracks, the optimal line and understanding how your cart behave inside the pipes with all this physics could give you very big boost on a speed, on transitions, on maintaining your speed and line and smoothness. And another really tricky moment, it's the last jump. It's quite long. Yes, Lazy Echidna show like guideline dots that give you the direction of flying. And you really need to go by that or by this direction, because you can easily hit the poles, as I did several times. So very nice, with somewhat tricky moment at the end. Xenopulse by mmMMmm, and really nice track for an mmMMmm, probably as always. Yes, the IC part at the beginning has always caused me a problem, but this is my problem, my lack of experience for all these IC parts. But for all other parts, it's really look nice, smooth. All transition or turns are not really sharp, so even if you're doing like 175, 180 speed, it's not try to throw you off the track. So I would say pretty medium track on a skill level, maybe slightly to the easy part. Tubes and Stuff by An Intense Moist. A lot of really not strange but non-standard transitions, and it never really create you a problem during like driving the track. It's just work. Let's say it's looks more harder than it is when you're driving through it. Maybe the transition or loop to checkpoint 4 could be hard, because you're doing like upside down, and in that time your steering is like alternate. So this part could be tricky, but overall didn't find it really hard. Christmas track of the year by Logan, and well, it looks like the normal track. I honestly don't see any tube parts here. So by the rule for ZSL, you need to have like 25% at least for all the track, like from tube elements. So if it's not, and Akane and other judges will confirm it, this track will be disqualified. So yeah, read the rules when you submitting tracks for ZSL. Cloud Island by Vortex, and yet another track where it looks harder than it is in reality. But again, for some elements, maybe it's all just because it's like I have more experience, because I do a lot of track for tubes for reviewing them, and it's helped me. But I was really struggle going up for checkpoint 5, checkpoint 3, 4. So everything all was nice and smooth, but the water pipe, half pipe going up, I always was struggling there, and I never have like a lot of speed to get to the boosters. So probably I could really consider it as a speed check, and this is one of the hardest part on this track. After the pipe, it's all pretty easy, just take boosters and one wall ride into the finish. Another Place by someone. I can't say it's really interesting track because it's not really hard, let's say it this way. And I am lack of guidelines, especially inside of like gray pipe. You just would be lost and hit the wall if you don't understand where the turn is going, left or right or even up. So I would suggest to put some guideline dots in the future. And it's all about like maintaining your speed. There's no really anything hard, just several elements, no like really big jumps, anything. So just go with the flow, let's say this way. But the good thing on this track is that near the end, near the finish, you have boosters that throw you there, and it really helps if you have lack of speed. Spaceship Pipe Race by Dragon Shadow, and I'm not really big fan of this track because at the beginning you have like 6 seconds of AFK and it's basically 10% for 1 minute track. After that, in terms of track, it's normal one, nothing really hard. The decoration is cool, and another thing that give me like mixed thoughts is the flying part yet again. So if you do it all correctly, it's like 7-8 seconds of again like flying forward doing nothing. So for like theme of the track or like decoration part, it's cool, but have like saving time, give more options, more attempts for people. I would say just remove both of this part would be better. But again, it's just my opinion. As I said, it have very great decoration part. String theory by Zoman. Oh yes, the string theory. In physics, string theory is a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. String theory describes how... Okay, sorry, I digressed, but as of track, I would say that if this track was like, at the beginning of all these track reviews, I probably wouldn't do it at all, because I was struggling a lot on the upper pipe for the checkpoint 3. I was just really slow, I don't know how to do it correctly. I was just once barely make it checkpoint for the loop. If you do it slower, you just couldn't make it. So I would say for me it was hard, but hard just because one specific element that I just don't understand how to do properly. Toooob, Renergy, and track built in Renergy style. Honestly, like it's like what I expect from an Renergy, what I played from Renergy, but with tubes. Some jumps, some transition. I don't think they really hard. Knowing like how Renergy can build, it could be way harder, but this is look decent and nice. For me, it's more like a track with decent amount of difficulty. Really enjoy it, but maybe it's all because this is basically the last track for ZSL review, and I try a lot of them and I know all of these tracks. So we'll see. But as I said, this was the last track. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what your favorite track or tracks. It would really help me to choose. And see you on ZSL itself. Bye.